He didn't think he was making history. He just bought a camera, a little 8mm, because the kids were growing up fast, and he didn't want to forget. Nobody paid him. Nobody was watching. He filmed because he loved what he saw. This is what he saw. Every family had one. Maybe it was your dad. Maybe your grandfather. The guy who showed up at Christmas with the camera. Who filmed the birthday cake coming out of the kitchen. Who made everybody stand still for 30 seconds while he got the shot. Nobody wanted to stop and pose. The kids were running. Mom was busy. The dog wouldn't sit still. But he kept filming anyway. Because he understood something the rest of the family didn't. Not yet. That this moment, right now, today, exactly as it is, was not going to last. The kids would get older. The house would change. The people in the frame would gray and slow and one day disappear. He couldn't stop any of that. But he could point a camera at it. So he did. The camera was a big deal. It wasn't cheap. He saved for it. Or somebody gave it to him. Or he drove to the shop one Saturday and just decided, this was the year. It was heavier than you'd think. You had to load the film yourself in the dark without exposing it. You got maybe 3 minutes per reel. 3 minutes. So you didn't waste it. You waited for the right moment. You watched your family through that little viewfinder, and you waited until something was worth keeping forever. And then you pressed the button. And the reel turned. And the light hit the film. And that moment, that one specific, unrepeatable moment, was saved. He filmed the vacations. The drive to the beach, the car packed so tight you couldn't see out the back window. He filmed the kids in the water, squinting into the sun, arms out, laughing at something nobody remembers now. He filmed the campsite, the fire, the folding chairs, Mom in sunglasses reading a magazine she'd already read. He filmed the road. Miles and miles of American road. Through the windshield, early morning, coffee in one hand, the whole country ahead. He filmed Christmas morning, the chaos of wrapping paper, a kid holding up something and grinning like the world was made just for them. He filmed Sunday afternoons, nothing happening, just the backyard, the light, the dog asleep in the shade. He filmed ordinary days, days nobody thought were worth remembering. He filmed them anyway. But here's what the camera missed. It missed the conversation in the front seat after the kids fell asleep. The one where he and Mom talked quietly about money, or the future, or nothing in particular. Just talked, the way people do when the road is long and the night is dark. It missed the moment he watched his kid take a first step, or ride a bike, or walk into school for the first time, and had to look away because something in his chest was too full to hold. It missed the worry, the 3 a.m. worry that every parent carries alone. It missed how tired he was, how hard he worked, how much of himself he gave away quietly, without asking for anything back. The camera got the smiles. It got the vacations and the birthday cakes and the summers. What it didn't get was the man himself. Not really, because he was always on the other side of the lens, giving, watching, preserving. That was his way. After the trip, the reel went into a canister. The canister went into a box. The box went into the closet, or the garage, or the basement, somewhere dark and dry where things were kept that mattered too much to throw away, but not enough to look at every day. Years went by. The camera got replaced by a newer one, then a video camera, then a phone. The kids grew up, left home, had kids of their own, and somewhere in that closet, in that box, in that canister, the reel waited. 30 seconds of a backyard in 1957. A minute of a beach in 1963. Kids who are grandparents now, laughing at something that happened 60 years ago. The reel waited, patient as anything, waiting to be found. Somebody found it. Maybe it was after he was gone. Going through the house, clearing out a life, box by box. Or maybe he was still there, older, slower. And he handed it over himself. Said, "Here. I don't know if anyone wants this. Someone wanted it." They took it to a shop or figured out how to digitize it themselves, and one afternoon they sat down and pressed play. And there it was, the house they grew up in, the car they remembered, the backyard that felt enormous when they were small. And there, for just a second, caught by accident in the corner of the frame, was him. Younger than they'd ever known him. Hair dark, shoulders straight, laughing at something just out of shot. Alive in a way that photographs never quite capture. And whoever was watching had to stop, had to sit with it for a minute. Because it's one thing to remember someone. It's another thing entirely to see them move. He left behind a house, a name. People who carry his eyes or his laugh or his way of tilting his head when he's thinking. He left behind stories, some told so many times they've become family mythology, half true and fully loved. And he left behind the film. 3 minutes here. A minute there. Fragments of summers and Christmases and ordinary Sundays that he thought were worth keeping. He was right. He was so right. Because this footage, this grainy, faded, imperfect footage, is the closest thing to a time machine that any of us will ever have. It puts us back in the yard, back in the car, back at the table with people we miss more than we can say. He couldn't have known that. He was just a man with a camera, filming his family on a Saturday afternoon. But he gave us something extraordinary. He gave us the chance to go back. If your dad had a camera, you know exactly what this feels like. And if he didn't, these families are yours now too. These kids, these summers, these long American roads. This was somebody's everything, and somebody thought it was worth keeping. They were right. This was America. Leave a comment. Tell us about your dad. Tell us what he filmed. Tell us what you wish he'd filmed. We're listening.